Any questions at this point in time? I've touched on mindset, I've touched on skill set. Any questions?
So let's check with our participants. Do we have any questions, clarifications for Sir Thomas? You can just type in your questions at the chat box right now.
All right, yeah, let me stop share so I can engage all of you even more. How to save much more in less time? Is that the first question? All right, Arish, you just help me to facilitate accordingly, lah. So hope that I will not be lost in the chain of words.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Let's check how to save much more in less time, from Sir Cromwell Maestrado. Hi, Sir Cromwell.
All right, so how to save more in less time? The first thing you need to take note of is to be aware of your cash flow. Many a times, I'm very fortunate that all of you are very empowered because many group of people who I speak to, they don't even have a budget. They just spend once their salary comes in. So we need that crystal clear clarity of our cash flow itself. And then you assess based on the cash flow. You don't need to physically write it down. In fact, if you were to look at your bank statement, it will have that breakdown of the cash flow already. And once you look at that, you want to assess what are the needs and the wants. Because sometimes what happens is that people spend on what they do not need. Let me give you an example. I used to have this gym membership, but during that COVID period, right, the gyms are closed. Yet my deductions still continue, and I didn't even really look into it until I realized it because I do budgeting as well. And then I realized, hey, why am I still continuing with my gym membership although I'm not going to the gym as well? So I cancel my gym membership. That's one way I cut down so that I can save more at the same time. And another strategy is you want to start by always saving first. Like what I mentioned, always save first. Don't wait until the end of the month, then save what is left. Because when that happens, what if we spend a lot that month and we have nothing less? So by saving first, it gives you that assurance and that affirmation that regardless of the situation, you will have that amount of money there. And then when at the end of the month, there are excess, then you can put it into the bank as well. Hope that answers.
Okay, thank you, Sir Thomas. Another question from Robelyn Ferrer. Any advice for millennials who starting to save?
Any advice from millennials to start saving? Okay, so there are different chain of thoughts to this. So it depends on whether have you started working or you have not started working. So assuming that you have not started working, I would also encourage people to start saving, even as students, because the thing about saving, right, it is not just because we want more money. It is because we want to cultivate that habit. We want to cultivate that habit. We want to make it a lifestyle. We want to make it an identity. So even if you are not working, you want to save what you can afford to save. At the end of the day, it all depends on your individual expenses. It all depends on your financial obligations. But what I will always encourage people to do, just like what I shared earlier, is to save first at a rate that is comfortable for you. And yes, although I shared a lot about saving, about being focused on our budget, you want it to be comfortable for you as well. Because if it is not comfortable, it is not sustainable. Right? So while you do all your saving, it must also be comfortable. And even if you are not working right now, I will still encourage you to start saving because it is about cultivating that habit.
Okay, thank you, Sir Thomas. We have a question here. What is the fourth strategy from Ms. Mary Ann? It's smart shopping system. Yes. Right. Have my notes. Okay, moving on. Awesome. We have a present question here, Sir Thomas. What are the best and profitable investments? Can you share with us your insights on this, sir?
Okay, so before I share on this, because I have to give a disclaimer that what I've shared is my personal practice as well as education purposes, but for financial advice, do look out for your financial advisor. But what I would say in terms of investment, firstly, the first rule of thumb is only invest what you can afford to lose, right? Mm-hmm. Before I even go to the investment, is firstly only invest what you can afford to lose. Never ever go into debt just to invest in something that you are not certain, right? That you are not certain. Okay, so these are the two rules of thumb. So personally, what I practice is I put a sum of money in index fund and another sum of money in stocks of company, which I see two things. Okay, personally, I will see two things. A proof of concept, meaning that the business they have works well, and their ability to scale. And a very good example of this, Tesla. Because Tesla has shown that their concept is able to work and it's a business which can scale up. So when you want to do your investment, that is what you want to look into. Personally, for me, I don't do trading, I do investing. So what's the difference between trading and investing? So trading is a lot of short runs. But for investing, I buy and hold. So I want to buy into stocks that are fundamentally strong. But if you don't do so much research, what you can consider to do is to look into index fund, which is a basket of strong performing stocks. So for example, the US one is S&P 500, right? Because in a long run, when the economy improves, the performance of the index fund will also go up. So the answers.
Okay, another question. How much I need to spend on VUL and traditional insurance?
VUL, can you clarify what's VUL? Because maybe it's a different term in Singapore.
Yeah. Can we hear about this, Ms. Michelle?
But no worries, I will answer the second part on insurance. So insurance, so once again, because when it comes to products, I must give a disclaimer that this is my personal practice and for educational purpose. Do check with your financial advisor as well. So for insurance-wise, usually we put 10% of our income itself, right? 10% on insurance. So there are different types of insurance, ones which helps for critical illness, ones which help for disability, ones which helps for hospitalization itself. So what is important is always based on your financial obligations. And I think financial advisors, they are in the best position to advise you on that, specifically for your country, because different countries have different financial advisory practice as well. But do always take note that in terms of insurance, what you want is to cover as holistic as you can. It's about the holistic coverage because it's just like an umbrella. When there are any holes, the rain will still come in, right? So you want a holistic coverage, but not a double coverage. You want to prioritize a holistic coverage first so that you can cover for all angles. Hope that answers.
Okay, another question here from Guinevere. Save or invest? Any advice on which type of investment, especially for beginners?
All right, so I think this is closely related to the question which I answered earlier. And what I will always recommend right from the start is, firstly, only invest what you can afford to lose. And secondly, never go into debt investing into something that you are not certain. So whether should we save or invest? Very good question. In terms of compulsory, unavoidable financial goals, for example, our children's education, for example, retirement, they are something we certainly need to go through. Those I will go in the angle of savings. Because at the end of the day, regardless of how great the investment is, there may be a chance of loss, which is not something I would want to experience, especially when it comes to me during the age of retirement and I realize my investment is not making money and I cannot sell, yet I cannot retire. It will put me in this situation itself, which is not what we want to be part of. So when it comes to compulsory financial milestones that we need to go through, that is where you want to go through the angle of savings. And then any additional to elevate our net worth, to elevate our wealth, put it in investment. But always remember, invest only what you can afford to lose and never invest in something that you are not certain or never go into debt for that. Yeah. Hope that answers.
Okay, I think a VUL is variable universal life insurance, wherein you have a built-in savings and investment component on your insurance.
All right,
okay.
So got it. So for VUL, or in some situations, universal life, there is a combination of guarantee and non-guarantee. This is how we practice in our country. Hope it's same as yours. So when it comes to instruments that have guarantee and non-guarantee, usually I would always tell people to look at the guaranteed portion, because many a times, many instrument itself, the guaranteed portion is not able to cover the overall premiums. So that is something you need to be careful of. And it does happen because some financial products, they add a lot of different riders to it. When they add all these different riders to it, it diminishes the amount of wealth accumulated. And hence, at the end of the day, the guaranteed amount is not able to offset the premium paid itself. So this is something you have to take note of when you get your financial products. Because at the end of the day, non-guaranteed, as the term says, non-guaranteed, right? So we need to ensure that the guaranteed is at least able to cover that premium paid itself.
Okay, thank you. And another question from Cromwell: how to diversify funds effectively and efficiently? How to diversify funds effectively and efficiently?
Okay, so in Singapore, which I feel that it's also applicable for your country, we have this practice. 10% goes to risk management, which is insurance. 20% goes to wealth accumulation, which is a combination of investment and saving itself. All right. Do not spend more than 30%, and do not borrow more than 40% of the loan itself. This is the guideline which we practice. 40, 30, 20, 10. Yeah. And in terms of diversification of perhaps maybe you're referring to the wealth accumulation portion, at the end of the day, same advice, invest what you can only afford to lose. And it will be different for different people, because some families, they are huge, they have a lot of financial obligations. So the amount they can afford to lose is significantly lesser compared to someone who's perhaps
The recording has stopped.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on, sir.
Yeah, so
This meeting is being recorded.
awesome. All right, that's great. So it really depends on individual, but the guideline at the end of the day is how much can the person afford to invest, right? Because like what I mentioned, different people are at different financial situations. So that's how you can diversify your funds accordingly, and in terms of your investment, this is how you can apportion it accordingly as well.
Okay. Sir Thomas, can you repeat that? That's 30% spending and then 30%
sure.
for...
Okay, so the guideline, 40, 30, 20, 10. So do not borrow more than 40%.
Do not borrow.
Like loans, debt, all this. Do not spend more than 30%.
Okay.
Save 20%, save or invest 20% under wealth accumulation. Okay. And
savings
risk management, 10%. That's right.
And emergency funds, 10%.
Oh, risk management, 10%. Emergency fund is under wealth accumulation and saving.
That's great. Okay, thank you so much.
Which is 3 to 6 months at least.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have another question here from Teresa. Is there a right time to invest?
Okay, so that's the thing. So there are many chains of thoughts when it comes to investment. So for people who go in with the mindset of right time, usually what they practice is timing the market. Personal practice, I don't want to do so, because at the end of the day, we are not able to predict with 100% accuracy. We may be able to tell or we may be able to guess, but we are not able to predict with 100% accuracy, which is why my personal investment philosophy is always go in on the foundation of what you want to invest in. Not at the right timing, not at the right situation itself. Because when we look at time, it's based on economic situation, which can become good and bad, good and bad. But we don't want to base our investment on economic situation. Because if we base our investment on economic situation and time, when we want to retire or when we need the money, what if the economic situation is bad? Then we are not able to sell off our investment to get liquid cash instead. But if I base it on the fundamentals of the company, regardless of whether the situation is good or bad, it will still be performing. Like Tesla, like Square, all these, although the economy is so bad now, it is performing at one of its best. Why is it so? It's because the fundamentals and the foundation of the company is there.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there any other questions from our participants? Come on, guys.
Feel free to ask more
questions in the chat box. We still have time.
Yes, okay. And while all of you are consolidating your thoughts, once again, I would really love to sincerely thank all of you for spending time today, to listen to my sharing and to be enriched together. And I must say that all of you are one of the friendliest and the kindest audience I've ever experienced, and really appreciate it.
Super active audience, of course.
Yeah,
and of
exactly.
course, thank you so much. Going once, going twice. Any other questions? Any one of you who would like to ask their questions live? In 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think we're good. And with that, Sir Thomas, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for sharing with us the mindset, the skills, the strategies, and how to manage our finances. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. A big hand to our speaker, of course, live from Singapore, Mr. Thomas Chen. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, and that, hope to see you in person here in Manila. Sir Thomas.
Certainly love to.
Okay, any last words to our participants, Sir Thomas?
Well,
last words
feel free
or message?
Feel free to connect with me through social media. You can connect with me based on my name, Thomas Chen, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatsoever. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I would certainly love to value add all of you. And in terms of money, always remember, ask yourself, what is the true meaning of money? Because when you identify the true meaning, that's where you get the clarity, and that's where you get that affinity with your money, and that's where you'll be more determined and driven to manage it well.
Okay, thank you, Sir Thomas. And with that, everyone, this is not yet the end of our session. Of course, hope you learned a lot from Mr. Thomas Chen. And please allow me first, of course, to thank our following win-win partners. Ariva Academy would like to thank our official media partner, Art Plus Magazine, digital media partners, Focus Media, Globaltronics, City Advertising Ventures, okay, Outcome, Elevate Media. For win-win partners, we would like to thank Brother, Faber-Castell, Gluta-C, Moringa O2, KFC, Mr. Donut, Tokyo, Lotus Biscoff, Sir Technology Inc., Finma Properties, Salary Jet, Ilawi Korea, Disperse, Cosmotech Philippines Inc. And if you want to place your ads here, advertise your company, your services, your logo, have a brand exposure to our viewers from Zoom, LinkedIn, FB, and YouTube, please email us at marketing@ariva.com.ph. And please stay on top of our insights and updates. Please stay connected. Visit us on our social media pages. Please join the Ariva Academy Facebook group, like the Ariva Academy Facebook page, follow the Ariva Academy LinkedIn page, and visit us on our website, www.ariva.com.ph. And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have invited international local subject matter experts to share with us how to cope up with this pandemic. And one of them is, of course, Mr. Thomas Chen. Please do subscribe again, Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. Thank you, Ms. Imelda. Okay, for our upcoming online learning sessions, Ariva Academy would like to invite you to our third effective collections of receivables in the post-pandemic. This will be on January 26, 2021, Tuesday. Mini MBA for HR Professionals, Essentials of Human Resource Management, Wednesday, January 27, 2021. Fundamentals of Results-Driven Forecasting, Managing Costs and Profits, Thursday, January 28. And Accounting for Non-Accountants. Master the Principles of Basic Accounting, Debits, Credits, and Financial Statements, of course, will be conducted by Mr. Orly Tugo. January 29. Cost-Effective Purchasing, Sourcing, Procurement Management, and the New Business Normal, February 3, Wednesday. Thank you, Ms. Catherine May. Joey, thank you. Understanding and providing solutions to common data privacy and cybersecurity threats in work from home arrangement. This is very relatable nowadays. Okay, this will be on February 4, Thursday. And of course, we have invited Attorney James Earl Chu to discuss this session. And we would like to invite you to our virtual forum. We have invited spokesperson from SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, and DOLE to discuss the COVID-19 employment and employee benefits. So this will be on February 3. Please save the dates and register now, okay? February 5. Sales Mastery, Achieving Sales Excellence, another virtual forum brought to you by Ariva Academy. Boost your sales and increase revenue for 2021, February 18th, Thursday. Fair Employment Forum 2020, another virtual forum, proactive labor and employment relations in the COVID normal environment, February 24. And of course, we would like to invite you to please buy the book of one of our partner speakers, certified image expert, Ms. Abigail Arenas de Leon, The 88 Things Every Professional Should Know or Else. And it is only 500 pesos, guys. So please grab it. For bulk orders, please contact their sales manager, EJ de Leon, at 0961-769-8861. Okay? And of course, if you want to invite our partner speakers, international speakers, to do an exclusive e-learning session for your team, for your company, please do call me. This is Irish Malonde Samson at your service, 0916-695-4418, or you may email me at irish.arivaacademy@gmail.com. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you learned a lot this afternoon. And of course, this is Irish Malonde Samson. This has been another free e-learning session brought to you by Ariva Academy. Happy holidays, guys. Stay safe and God bless. Thank you, everyone.